Emma's Taffeta. Emma was a beautiful lady that lived in the village of Mohawk. Emma wore a beautiful pink taffeta dress. She also wore a beautiful pink feather hat. Emma was tall with long curly blonde hair and huge blue eyes that were very much noticed by all the gentlemen in town. She took pride in showing off her pink taffeta dress. She also took pride in walking by John's sewing shop. Emma really wanted to marry John. She knew that if she married him, he would make her the most beautiful dresses, and she definitely would be the most beautiful lady in town. Every morning she pranced by John's sewing shop and watched him through the windows sewing beautiful gowns for the women in the village. Emma thought to herself, I deserve to wear the prettiest dresses in town. I'm going to marry Sir John. Sir John, he was of a handsome complexion, and his brown eyes danced when he smiled. His brown hair was silky to the touch. He also repaired Emma's pink taffeta dress week after week.
What can I do for you?
With one more tear and one more hem to be lifted. As he watched Emma prance about in his shop, he thought to himself, I love Emma's beautiful taffeta. It's almost as beautiful as she. Almost. He waited for her day after day to enter his shop with just one more tear or just one more hem to be lifted. Emma continued to prance by his window, noticing his fancy for her. Till one morning, as Emma pranced by Sir John's window, she noticed that Sir John was not at the sewing machine, and she thought to herself, he no longer notices my pretty pink taffeta. After all, I am the prettiest woman in town, and my taffeta is the prettiest. On her way home, Emma sang in a low tone, oh, where can my John be? He's not noticing my taffeta. He's not noticing me. When Emma arrived to her door, there was a sweet surprise waiting for her. There laid a box on her porch with a beautiful red bow. She grabbed the box, and with such excitement, she ran into the house and sat on her chair. She noticed that the box said John's Sewing Shop. Emma tore open the box in excitement, and she noticed an old, worn taffeta dress with tears and rips. Not knowing what to think of the dress, she thought to herself, why would Sir John send me a worn taffeta dress? She closed the box and immediately ran over to Sir John's shop. Emma walked into the shop and tossed the box on the counter. How dare you give me this old torn taffeta dress? It is the most ugliest dress I've seen, and you know I am quite much too beautiful to wear something so ugly. As John tried to explain, she continued to interrupt John. You should know better than to give me this old taffeta ugly dress. And out the shop she went, slamming the door. As she headed home, she sang in a low tone, oh, Taffeta, how ugly you are. I will not marry a man with no heart. Months went by, and Emma never walked in to Sir John's shop again. She continued to prance around town in her taffeta dress.
So cute.
And one day, as she was sitting home drinking her nice cherry port, she noticed a card tucked in her chair. As she retrieved the card and started to read it, it said, "Dear Emma, I miss you coming into my shop and bringing me your taffeta dress for altering. So here I give you this old taffeta dress. If you bring it to my shop every day, I will transform it into a beautiful white taffeta gown, and I will get to see you every day in your beautiful pink taffeta. And when the dress is complete, I will marry you. Love, Sir John." Emma realized the day she opened her box, the card fell out. Realizing she made a huge mistake, the next day she went back to the shop to ask Sir John to forgive her. When she noticed the sign at the shop was changed, and it read, "Sir John's sewing shop is no longer here. He is now married to Mrs. John, and they own a candy shop." Emma started to cry. She realized how far her pride took her, and she sang in a low tone, oh why, did I jump to conclusions? My taffeta is now an illusion." The end. When I wrote this story, I thought about pride. And it wasn't just a story, a romantic story about this woman that had this beautiful pink dress that she allowed to get the best of her. She thought she was better than the other ladies in town. She thought that her beauty meant more than anyone else's, but she did not realize that John really loved her, really wanted to marry her. He wanted to mend this dress just to see her and turn in something old and vintage probably into something beautiful that she could get married in. But she thought wrong of him, and all she thought was of her looks and her beauty, and she lost him to someone else. And obviously he was very hurt because he closed a sewing shop and opened up a candy store and married someone else. Maybe she was sweeter. What did you think? How did this story reach you? I really wanted to share it because, sometimes life is like that. And this Valentine's Day, we can think about that. Sometimes we see the problems, the tears, the pain in our life, and we think there is no hope. There is no hope. I don't want to go through this trial. I don't want to go through this problem. But the whole time God can be telling us, I'm going to do something in your life because of this problem you're having. I'm going to transform you into something beautiful. I'm going to turn your rags into riches. And I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm talking about spiritually in our hearts and our lives. I'm going to transform you from what you were into somebody special. And I'm going to use you. And that's what she forgot. She was so busy arguing with John and yelling at him that she forgot to say, okay, God, even though I don't want this dress, let me go find out why he gave me this dress. She never let him speak. And sometimes we're like that. Instead of allowing God to speak in our hearts, we look at the problems in our life and we say, God, I don't want this. Instead of letting him work through whatever that situation is, that sickness you're going through, that problem you're going through, those tears, those pains, those hurts in your life. She realized at the end that her pride got the best of her. We know in real life if somebody sent us a dirty dress or something, it would really be like, why are you sending me this? We will all probably feel that. But this is about the deeper picture. This is about Emma forgetting that she was beautiful and she had that beautiful pink taffeta gown. But there was other women in the village and other ladies that were humble. And being humble is so important in our lives. Especially this Valentine's Day. Tell the people that you are around you, that you see every day, that you love them. Let them know how much you love them. With a card, with a chocolate. Yes, okay, it's Valentine's and you can do it any time of the week. But maybe this special day they need to hear how much you care. And don't forget. Oh, Taffeta, I jumped to conclusions. This taffeta was just an illusion. May God bless you. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I love you all. Mwah! Kisses and hugs. And I will talk to you again. Bye.